Doug is my brother. He is almost 2 years older than me. I guess I think of the times that he always scared me. After a movie, hiding and scaring me, under my bed and scaring me because he'd come up and grab my feet, scared me with bugs. Yeah, those are things yeah, he was a stinker.
Probably 61 playing basketball, and he was my hero on the team back then. And we were in a small gymnasium, and there was a score table, and you weren't supposed to, but we went under and sat under the score table. Well, they put Doug back in, and we're sitting there, and there's Doug, 7 innings going in, and he's right there by us, and he leaned over and he spit a big one right by me, and it was like sacred spit to me of his, but just super good guy.
Well, I've known Doug forever, but he was a few years younger than I was. I remember him in school. He was very good in sports, and what I really remember about him was he was the most pleasant person to be around, and he was a friend of everyone's. Everyone loved Doug.
Well, we burned a garage down.
Okay.
His dad, George, we went fishing, Doug and I and George. We went and underneath these old trees, and a bunch of birds were in these trees. And George was hunting catfish, looking for catfish. And the droppings from them birds, that's what drawed the catfish. That's when we were out there fishing.
I think it was over a Labor Day weekend, and of course we lived for going out in the camper, and we had a couple of little girls at the time, but we would take the camper out on a Thursday, and then when the weekend come, we were all camping, and this was Labor Day, so we had a long Labor Day weekend. Arnie and I had to go into town for something. We had the kids, and we left Doug and Diane in the camper. Well, it rained, and we couldn't get to our camper. We could look down and see them, but we couldn't get to them. So they spent the night there, and I don't know, I think we went home, but Doug was happy as could be that we couldn't get to him.
1 year ago today,
Oh, wow.
we were sitting at that picnic table over there, and we were drinking a beer together and talking about our mom and the jokes that she used to play.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
You don't find many friends like him.
And I've known him, well, growing up in Platte, I knew him way back when. And one thing about him, when I was young, he would acknowledge you. I mean, not a lot of people did that. He would, say hi to you, which was enough back then. And one thing I remember, he had a gentlemanly way to him all the time when you'd see him. And he's the only guy I have ever met that you'd come up and you haven't seen him in a long time. I go, "Oh man, Doug, it's good to see you." And he would go, "It's my pleasure." I love that line. I've never heard anybody say that.
Thanks for coming. I didn't know who else to call. I'm sorry.
As you. And all you've got.
Let's go back.
I was doing good.
How long have you known him?
Since Diane and Doug got married. We miss you, Doug.
wish you were here. He was a sweet guy. I knew his mom. She was an awesome cook. One of the best. So I did know him through her.
I wish there was more people like him that took everybody for face value. It didn't make any difference who you were. He was your friend, and I guess I thank him for that, because that's something we don't see as much anymore. So yeah, that's probably.
I wish he was here so we could have a beer together.
That's all we have.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marianne.